Here I have the Phanteks Evolv X2. This is a mid-tower premium case. Aside from that, I also have this white amp 1000 watt power supply that is gonna go along with this. And we also have the fans as well. So these are the M25, so 120 millimeter fans. And they look awesome, so I can't wait to open these ones up. And then also I have this liquid cooling. So this is the Glacier One 360 M25 G2. That's a mouthful there. That's also white. First up, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the case here. We're gonna check everything that this case has to offer. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put everything on, so we'll kind of get an idea how this looks like. And just taking a look at the case itself here, the way it's packed, definitely some great foam that's being used here. Everything is covered up very nicely. Before I start looking at the case, let's see what we get in this box here. We have the manual here, all the necessary screws here, and a cleaning cloth, and then some more cables here. I'm assuming, yeah, that's for the RGB, and then some zip ties here as well. And here's the case itself. So on the side, we got this nice clean finish. Even at the bottom here, you're not like seeing the power supply or anything like that. Everything is covered. And the side here as well, this kind of like aluminum, like metal finish like all around, so here and the top as well. And down here, that's where we have our 3.5 jack and also two USB type A's and a USB type C here. Take a look at the front here, again all tempered glass. And then going to the other side here, and this is where we have the other tempered glass panel as well. And at the back, this is a nice finish here. Nothing like sharp or anything. Everything looks nice and premium. And at the bottom, this is where we go ahead and mount the power supply. Looking at the top here, we have this nice finish here, kind of like mesh type. And then we have the power and reset button. And this kind of RGB that's gonna go all the way through here. Now to go ahead and remove the side panel here, one thing I can see here, it says remove top panel first. So let's go ahead and take this one off. And this is the top panel here. It does have this filter here, so this nice fine filter. And this is where we have that RGB connector as well, and the reset and power buttons. And this is with the top panel removed, and we will need to go ahead and remove this screw to go ahead and remove the side panel here. Same idea for the other side as well. And it just comes off like that. So just keep that in mind. That screw is pretty much holding this tempered glass here. So when you remove this, just make sure you're gonna go ahead and put that screw back on. And this tempered glass, this is how thick it is. With the side panel removed here, you can definitely appreciate how good this case looks like in here. And at the bottom here, we are able to go ahead and mount some fans here. So the 120 millimeter fans, so 1, 2, 3 there. And it's going to be able to draw the air from the bottom here. So this whole bottom is kind of open, so it's going to be able to draw that air. And it's not like this is sitting straight on the floor. It does have this plastic, so even if you go ahead and place this on a carpet, let's say, that's not going to be any issue because the whole bottom is like a whole plastic piece. Also, one thing they did here is usually when you see all the screws and everything, they kind of put in piece here, so to kind of have this nice flash look to it. So you can go ahead and take this out to go ahead and access the screws here. And take a look at the back here, we are able to go ahead and fit the 120 millimeter fan, and this is how it looks like in the back. And on the side here, it looks like we have a GPU holder, which kind of blends in with the whole finish here. And if you want to go ahead and remove the bottom here, all we need to do is go ahead and remove this screw down here. So just to make it easier to go ahead and fit all your fans in, and once you have everything, you just go ahead and stick it in there. Now, same idea for the other side panel here. This may look like I can go ahead and touch it, but the whole thing is tempered glass here. So you will go ahead and need to remove that screw at the top here in order to take the side panel off. And it's not like you're removing the screws and the whole thing is gonna just like pop out. You're still gonna have to kind of push it out. But just keep in mind is if it comes from the top here, it's gonna fall off. So pretty much it's the screw and these two that are holding the whole tempered glass. With the side panel removed, now we have the option to go ahead and move the GPU holder to go ahead and move it up and down here. Or if you want to just go ahead and take this out, you have that option too, so you can just remove it. Now let's go ahead and open up this side panel here. And I think in order to do that, just push that in. And we got this nice little door here. Here we are able to definitely go ahead and hide our cables very nicely. One thing I love that they did here, all the cables are white. And then we got these nice Velcros here to go ahead and tidy up our cables even better. And here's a closer look at all the cables you're getting. So your usual USB Type A, Type C here, and then your HD audio and all that. And then the front panel. And the F panel, we don't have the individual ones, which is nice. The only colored cable that I see here is the HD audio. I don't know why they could have not just like made all these white somehow, but that's the only one kind of like sticking out a bit here. And up here, we're able to go ahead and fit up to 3 SSDs. If you don't have any, you don't plan to do any, you can go ahead and just remove this whole piece. Down here, we do have a drive cage. So I think I just go ahead and push this out. The arrow is saying that, so yep. So that just comes out. And this is where we have the 2 drive cage. So you're able to go ahead and fit 2 hard drives in here. And most likely, I don't see many people using hard drives nowadays. So if you don't have any hard drives, I definitely recommend taking this out, since you're gonna be putting a fan here, just to let the airflow get better. Now I wanna go ahead and show you the top here. I just put the case on its side. So we are able to go ahead and remove the top here, so we can go ahead and mount our radiator or fans, whatever you choose. So just go ahead and take this off, and then this whole piece kind of like slides off. So same idea what we kind of saw at the bottom. You put your radiator, your fans, everything is good. And then just go ahead and stick this in here. Since we have the case on its side here, so let's look at the bottom here. This is the thing that I was talking about. So you can see the whole bottom is like kind of one piece here. So it doesn't matter if you're gonna lay this on a carpet or anything like that. And at the bottom, we do have these rubberized feet here. And also there is a filter as well for the bottom, because most likely you're gonna have the bottom pulling air in. So you're gonna need this mesh filter here. And it's a good one too. So you can see here. So it's like very fine. So it's gonna definitely prevent some dust getting in. Looking to see what we're able to go ahead and fit on this case. At the top, we are able to go ahead and mount a 360 millimeter radiator with 3 fans at 120 millimeter each. And at the bottom, we can only do fans down here. So 320 millimeter fans. And at the back, we can only fit a 120 millimeter fan as well. So radiator wise, you're kind of limited at the top only, and at the bottom only fans, at the back only a fan. Looking at the motherboard section here, we are able to go ahead and fit an E-ATX, but only up to 280 millimeter width. But with an ATX, that's gonna fit fine. But if you're putting an E-ATX, so just keep that in mind. So the good thing about this case is we're able to go ahead and mount the radiator this way. So it can go from the top here. So it will go just before we go ahead and put the top cover on. So we are able to go ahead and put this on. So it will essentially be like hidden. So you can close this up. And now the radiator is like you can't even see it. So right now to go ahead and put the fans, you have this little slot here. It will go in there. And you won't be able to see the fans at all. If you're staring this straight, even right now, like from bottom up, it's kind of hard to see. So everything essentially is like kind of hidden here. Looking at the fans at the bottom here, kind of same thing. So the sides, you're not gonna be able to kind of see them. So everything is flush here. All you're gonna be seeing is like the fan blades, which looks pretty cool. It just makes the whole finish look good here. And then we kind of follow the same idea for the back fan here as well. So right now, if I was to mount the fan here, it kind of goes flush and you don't really see the sides at all. And now just putting our power supply at the back here, so you can kind of get the idea how everything will look like. And that's how much space the power supply is taking. And this is the M1000. And you're still getting a lot of breathing room for the fans up here. And looking at the back here, everything kind of like matches up. The only downside that I can think of this case is the lack of fans to pull air in. At the bottom, we do have 3 fans which we can fit. It's gonna pull fresh air in. And at the back, it's gonna push the air out, and so are the 3 at the top as well. So we got 3 in, 4 out. And since you're gonna be putting a radiator at the top, it's gonna go ahead and restrict the airflow a little bit, so which is gonna help. But most likely you're gonna have to play with the RPMs, probably put higher RPM at the bottom and less at the back and top here, just to kind of even things out. Because if you have more air going out than in, then it's gonna go ahead and pull dust in from openings like the back here and all that stuff. Really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions about this case here, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I'll see you on the next video.